Good afternoon, Doctor. I'm Fazing from Section 6. I'm from Team 8, Requirement Wave. I would like to present Phase 4 High Fidelity Mockup for the TV Pusat Sumber Sekolah Management Information System. First of all, I would like to give a brief introduction on the system. The PV Pusat Sumber Sekolah Management Information System is a web-based system application for the TVPSS program. The requirements for this application were elicited from the workshop held at UTM on 26 April 2024. Where requirements engineers get to meet the Assistant Director of SSTP GPNJ physically as well as other relevant stakeholders. The stakeholders of the TVPSS MIS are GPNJ, PPD, teachers, and students who are involved in the TVPSS program. So the functions of the system includes teachers from the school TVPSS team can enter the school TVPSS information to be stored in database. Then PPD admin will have the function to validate school TVPSS information. PPD admin will also monitor the school TVPSS resources to determine schools that require additional resources. JPNJ admin will manage the dashboard that displays information and statistics about the TVPSS program to gain insights of the program. Students can view the content related to TVPSS in the homepage. They can also apply for interviews to join their school TVPSS team. So the use case diagram for this system is as follows. We have a total of 6 use cases, and the first one is enter school TVPS information with the actor teacher, and the second one is validate school TVPS information by the actor PPD admin, also the monitor school TVPS resources, and we have manage dashboard for the JPNJ admin, and we have view TVPSS content and apply for TVPSS crew interview for the actor student. The use case that I'm in charge of is enter school TVPSS information. This use case allows school TVPSS team teacher to enter and submit school TVPSS information such as YouTube channel link, studio equipment, collaborations, along with the evidence to be validated by PPD in the next process. The preconditions for the use case is that school TVPSS team teacher have to be logged in into the system. The flow of the use case goes like this. The system displays school TVPSS information data entry form, and the user is required to enter the information such as YouTube channel link, logo, studio equipment, collaborations, along with the evidence for each information. At this stage of the use case, the user can cancel the operation and the system will return the user back to the last access page. So the next flow is the system will prompt the user to submit additional evidence to support the form in overall. At this stage, the user can either upload the additional support evidence or they can choose to edit the information by going back to the entry form. So let's say the user decides to upload the additional support evidence. The system will display the evidence upload form, and the user can upload in the form of picture or evidence. After they submit the data will be inserted to the database in the system. At this stage, if the system failed to insert the new record into the database, the system will display an error message on the screen. So now let's say the user will want to edit the information. The system will return the user back to the data entry form, and normal flow 1 is executed again. The post conditions is school TVPSS team teacher will successfully update their TVPSS information into the system database. And here are the functional requirements and quality requirements, also the constraint requirements related to this use case. Also, they are categorized based on the kernel factors. The next use case that I'm in charge for is the monitor school TVPSS resources. This use case allows TVPSS management team, PPD admin, to monitor certain districts, schools, TVPSS resources, and studio equipment with the searching, filtering, and sorting function. So the preconditions for this is PPD admin have to be logged in into the system, and they also have to be at the dashboard page. The normal flow of the use case goes like this. The PPD admin navigates to the Monitor School TPS resources page, and the system displays a table with all TPSS information, such as studio equipment, resources of all schools, and also their studio level. PPD admin at this stage can choose 4 actions to perform. The first action is to cancel the operation, and they have to go back to the last access page. The next function is searching for a school. So PVD admin search for a particular school to monitor in the search bar, and the system accepts the queries and displays only the TVPSS student equipment and resources of the selected school. Next, PVD admin can filter the table to search for schools with a specific equipment, and the system will display the school data that meet the filter specified by the PVD admin. Next, admin can sort the data with a specific columns from high to low or low to high. And again, the system will display the school-specific data according to the sorting criteria. The exception flow will happen if the system fails to retrieve the desired data in the database, and an error message will appear on the screen. And post conditions of this use case is PPD admin will get to identify the schools that require additional support or resources from the data table displayed by the system. And below here are the functional requirements, quality requirements, and constraint requirements for this use case, and they are categorized based on the count of factors. Here's the activity diagram for the use case 1, enter school TVPSS resources. First, the user will choose to enter the school TVPSS information, and now the system will display the data entry form. The user is required to enter all the information, and the system will then prompt them to submit the evidence. Now the user have two choices. First is to edit the information and go back to the entry form. The next is to upload evidence. If the user chooses to upload the evidence, the system will display the evidence upload form, and the user will need to upload the evidence in the form of picture or video. Lastly, the system will perform the database insert after the evidence submission, and the system will insert the new TVPSS status information into the database. If the insertion fails, the system will display an error message on the screen. Here's the activity diagram for use case 3, monitor school TVPSS resources. First, the system displays a table of all the schools with the relative information such as equipments and so on. Now, the user can choose to search or filter the data. If the user chooses to search for a particular school data, the system will then display only the equipment information for that particular school. If the user chooses to filter the data, the system will then display the school data that meet the filter criteria specified by the PPD admin. If the system fails to retrieve the data, the system will display an error message on the screen. Alright, now I'll move on to the Figma prototype demo for both the use cases. Alright, so here's the prototype demo for enter school TPSS information. First of all, the user can always go back to the last access page by clicking on this black arrow button. Now, if they would like to proceed with entering the information, first they will have to provide the logo of their TPSS team by uploading the file here. Next, they can click on the checkboxes here if they fit with the criteria here. So let's say if they have rekaman dalam sekolah, they will need to provide the description of the activity, and they have to provide the evidence in the form of picture or video. So also if they have upload videos on YouTube, they will have to click on this box and they have to insert their YouTube channel link also with the evidence of their YouTube channel. So let's say the screenshot of their YouTube channel. So if they have rekaman luar sekolah, they will have to provide the description and the evidence. If they have collaborations with agencies, they will have to provide the description, also the evidence. And let's say they use the green screen technology, they will also have to provide evidence of the green screen. Last but not least, they also have to provide their equipments by filling in the description here. Also provide picture or video evidence on their equipment. Alright, so after filling in all the informations here, they will have to click on the Hantar button to submit the form. At this stage, the system will prompt the user to give more evidence as a supportive document to make the validation process faster. If the user declines this, they have to go back and edit the form. And let's say they want to submit the evidence, the system will have this form displayed on the screen and the user can upload their evidence. And after that, the user can submit and the system will say, that the data is inserted into the database, and please wait for the validation process by PPD admin. Now let's say the data is not inserted into the database for some reason, and there might be an error. So here's the result that will come out, saying that the data failed to insert to the database. Alright, so here's the prototype demo for use case, monitor school TVPSS resources. First of all, the user can always go back to the last access page by clicking on this black arrow. And now the user can search for a particular school by typing in this search section. So let's say the user search for Sekolah Kebangsaan 1. Only the data for Sekolah Kebangsaan 1 will be displayed. Also, the user can filter the equipments that they want. So let's say the user enter smartphone and monopod. All the schools with smartphone and monopod will be displayed. So now the next function is to sort the data. So the user can click on this up and down arrow to sort the data from highest to lowest or lowest to highest. So here the school is sort from highest to lowest. And now the equipment is also sort from highest to lowest. And we can also sort the level studio. Alright, so now let's say the exception flow happens such that the system failed to retrieve the desired data. The system will then display the error message saying the data is failed to retrieve from the database. Alright, so on to the reflections and conclusions. I've learned a lot from my team. So the primary thing is that team working is the most important in group-based working. Also, it is important to distribute the job evenly to ensure that everyone is doing the job fair and square. Also, this high-fidelity project definitely conforms with all the theory taught in the RESM course. For example, it has taught us how to elicit requirements from stakeholders, also how to elicit functional requirements, quality requirements, constraint requirements, and categorize them based on common factors. Also, we have learned how to use the use case diagram and also activity diagram to outline and also draw out the overall concept of a specific requirement, especially functional requirements. So that's all from me. Thank you.